from this day onwards. Can the defendant please rise? For Lord Justice Zumler.
Could every table please confirm they have a guilty and a not guilty card? Put your hand up if you have a guilty card. Put your hand up if you have a not guilty card. Great, so we've all got both.
Get the pictures up.
Give us a second. Technical issue.
Technical issue.
Weezy!
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to welcome you all to Dinkley Crown Court. Today's hearing is between the people of the Ribble Valley versus James Andrew Mackay of Peerville, Blackburn. Dinkley Crown Court is now in session. Order! Dinkley Crown Court is now in session, and we ask you, as the jury, to listen to all the evidence provided by the prosecution, Mr Simpson and Mr Street, and to give Mr Mackay an honest and fair trial when delivering your verdicts. Let's hear from the prosecution.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, allow us to open with a cross-examination of the defendant's character. James portrays a life as an honest used car salesman. James is on the right.
A genuine, law-abiding, all-round nice guy who would do anything for anyone. His sense of humour and infectious laugh are evident for all his family and friends to see on a daily basis. This, together with his love of animals, has made him an upstanding member of the community. And judging by the number of people here today, those qualities have clearly worked up until now. However, we have evidence to suggest otherwise. This is the real James Mackay.
A drunk.
What a fucking drunk, Kenny.
A chain smoker.
A deviant.
A predator.
That's too kinky, that.
Because of this uncertainty surrounding his true character and the fact that he's now married, before we go into the more serious charges, how, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, can he explain his many aliases?
Bill Beaumont.
Jan Moby.
Churchill.
Oh yeah.
Sloth. The alias he has relied on most, in fact, is Keith Chegwin. Cheggers, Chegs, Cheggazy. Even his new wife cannot deny the similarities between the two.
This fraudster's latest self-proclaimed nickname is actually the Duke. As a jury, you may ask where this new alias comes from. Let us explain. After surviving, living on the streets of Blackburn and Oswaldtwistle for 25 years, the defendant then seized the opportunity to leave the slums and ask for Claire's hand in marriage. You may ask what first attracted James to the detached mansion in Dinkley owned by the millionaire Grimrod family.
Furthermore, his character has drastically changed in order to match his new lifestyle. Tea has now become dinner.
Snake Bites and Black has now become a fine red wine.
Brandy has become a beautiful drop of malt.
His Blackburn Rovers season ticket has become Picnic at the Ruggers.
His boys' Thursday drinking club has now become a morning hand-in-hand run with the missus.
Members of the jury, do not be fooled by the defendant's changing character.
Mr. Mackay, the first charge brought against you by the people of the Ribble Valley is drunk and disorderly in a public place. How do you plead? Not guilty, Mr. Mackay. Let's hear from the prosecution.
Not guilty, Mr. Mackay. Do you remember your whereabouts on Friday the 12th of July 1994? Clearly you do not, as you were welcomed by your father, Mr. Andrew Mackay, the following day in Blackburn Royal Infirmary. Do you remember your father's exact words that day? And I quote, "You, boy, are an embarrassment to our entire family. You are a disgrace."
As you cannot remember Mr. Mackay, let's start from the beginning. On his first ever night out as a 15-year-old boy during a pub crawl, he ended up in Blakey's bar, Blackburn Town Centre. The defendant approached the bar demanding the strongest drink available. The waitress suggested a depth charger. This being a shot of absinthe dropped in a glass of vodka. He demanded 6 of the now illegal shots, only to be served a maximum of 3.
Disgraceful!
Order!
After an argument, Mr. Mackay then left in disgust and headed to the world-famous Peppermint Place nightclub. Not before throwing up in Mercer's toy store at the doorway. Upon his arrival, James's father arrived at midnight precisely to pick up the group, some of whom may be present in court today. Upon his arrival, James was missing, and after a brief discussion with security staff, he was informed that his only son, on his first ever night out, had been found face down on the dance floor in a pool of his own vomit. His father rushed to hospital only to find James having his stomach pumped by A&E staff.
It's true. It's true. Ladies and gentlemen, how can he possibly deny the charge of drunken disorderly?
No, he can't! Guilty!
Your Honour, we would like to bring a further charge of public nuisance.
Continue.
We put it to you, Mr. Mackay, that as a result of your actions that evening, the streets of Blackburn were filled with the chants, and I quote, "James is an alkie, he wears an alkie's hat, and when he saw an ambulance, he said, I'm having that, I'm having that, I'm having that. Oh, James is an alkie, he wears There is a line saying maybe some of your friends could remind you of this song, which I think they have.
Furthermore, as if there is not already enough evidence, we refer to your days renting the property, 8 York Lane in Langhope, with 2 extremely good-looking, intelligent, and well-endowed housemates.
It appears you did not learn your lesson from having your stomach pumped, as 10 years on your drinking began to spiral out of control once more. It is at this fun house you would regularly return home from doing a quarter of a day's work and insist on opening a bottle of vodka. This quickly escalated, did it not, Mr. Mackay?
Once you had polished off the bottle, you would then drag your unwilling housemates into the Lord Nelson public house, followed by a taxi ride to either Jumping Jack's Blackburn or Manana's bar in Preston. Here, your friends witnessed your predatory dance floor moves.
Unbelievably, it was on a night like this where you met your gorgeous, beautiful new wife, Claire, was it not, Mr. Mackay? We have evidence that your predatory actions were for once successful. You did not end the night in your usual kebab shop visit, but instead stroking Claire's face into the early hours. And from that night on, the Duke was born.
Your drink problem was even apparent on the day you asked for Claire's hand in marriage, was it not, Mr. Mackay? Christmas Day, if I'm not mistaken. Trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone on that day, were you, Mr. Mackay? You are aware of the tradition of asking the father for his daughter's hand in marriage, and that question should be asked before you propose.
I'm aware.
Why did you not stick to that tradition, Mr. Mackay?
Ladies and gentlemen, this drunk was so intoxicated on Christmas Day that he forgot to ask his future father-in-law for his daughter's hand in marriage. It was in fact Claire who reminded him of this tradition after he'd asked the question. And surprisingly, the Right Honourable Mr. Grimrod said yes.
We had a cracking stag do boys, didn't we?
Let's hear from the defence.
No further questions, Your Honour.
Guilty, Mr. Mackay. Mr. Mackay, the next charge brought against you by the people of the Ribble Valley is under Section 4 of the Anti-Terrorism Act. How do you plead? Not guilty, Mr. Mackay.
Not guilty.
Let's hear from the prosecution then.
Guilty.
Mr. Mackay,
Yes.
do you remember your first boys' holiday to Benidorm in 1996? No, Mr. Mackay? Obviously you were too intoxicated to remember anything. Does the name Booberella mean anything to you, Mr. Mackay? Maybe Exhibit A will help jog your memory.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Booberella was the nickname given to a young lady in a Benidorm nightclub. She was in possession of 2 large weapons of mass destruction. We have numerous witness statements proving the defendant shared his first ever kiss with Miss Booberella and handled her weapons in that nightclub. There's absolutely no way you have ever forgotten those special holiday memories.
Your Honour, Due to international law, we cannot mention the ongoing Czech legal case involving firearms and the cross-dressing defendants.
Oh my God.
Let's hear from the defence.
Guilty!
No further questions, Your Honour.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, under Section 4 of the Anti-Terrorism Act, how do you find the defendant? Guilty, Mr. Mackay. James Andrew Mackay, the next charge brought against you by the people of the Ribble Valley is for stalking and harassment. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
Not guilty. Let's hear from the prosecution.
Let us take you back, Mr. Mackay, to Sunday the 23rd of November 2003. Do you remember your movements on that dark winter's evening?
No idea.
Did you not leave your friend's house to visit the Swan Public House in Warwick alone?
Yeah.
What were your intentions that night, Mr. Mackay?
No, you don't want to know.
No comment. Members of the jury, on one of the many bathroom visits, due to another heavy drinking session the previous night, he made the fatal error of leaving his mobile phone unattended. Seizing on the opportunity, one of his quick-thinking friends swapped his own number in Mr. Mackay's phone to that of a female whose name shall remain anonymous.
After numerous text exchanges, Mr. Mackay, much to the amusement of the room, stood up and announced to the group that he had secured a hot date. The newfound Casanova took this opportunity to ridicule his friends about their lack of female interest. And I quote, "Look at you lot sitting here playing PlayStation. I'm off on a date. See you losers later."
Upon his arrival, and the non-arrival of his fake date, Mr. Mackay attempted to call the number to see where she was. To his surprise, the phone was answered by the same group of PlayStation losers he had abused 5 minutes earlier.
Let's hear from the defence.
No further questions, Your Honour.
No further questions.
Your Honour, due to international law, we cannot mention the ongoing Spanish legal case involving a villa, a golf club, and a fake Tagore watch.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, on the charge of stalking and harassment, how do you find the defendant? Guilty, Mr. Mackay.
That was a gift.
James Andrew Mackay, the next charge brought against you by the people of the Ribble Valley is for handling stolen goods.
Not guilty.
Let's hear from the prosecution.
Do you recognise this car, Mr. Mackay? You are currently employed by your younger sister, Miss Laura Mackay, at 7 Acre Car Sales, aren't you? Does your boss know that this car was returned by a customer when it was discovered that it was in fact 2 cars welded together? Another cut and shut deal from James at 7 Acre. For how many years did this buy one get one free deal run, Mr. Mackay? No further questions, Your Honour.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, under the charge of handling stolen goods, how do you find the defendant?
Your Honour, due to time constraints, we would like the court to consider these other misdemeanours.
Continue.
Under the charge of deception, Mr. Mackay, have you, or have you not been a full-time smoker for the past 20 years? You don't smoke, Mr. Mackay? Then you'll have no objection to being searched then. No further questions, Your Honour.
Am I correct in saying, Mr. Mackay, that your new wife believes you have a 5-day membership at Pleasanton Golf Club?
No, 7 days.
Then how, Mr. Mackay, are you able to play in competitions on Saturdays where only 7-day members are allowed to play? No further questions, Your Honour.
Under the bus. Under the charge of bribery. Mr. Mackay, please can you explain how you were the only pupil in Quegg's 506-year history to achieve U for attainment and A for effort on your report card? I put it to you that the only reason you achieved A was by handing your teacher football video highlights along with your homework. No further questions, Your Honour.
And finally, as if he's not had enough, and finally, under the charge of noise pollution,
During the game.
no further questions, Your Honour.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, under other misdemeanours, how do you find the defendant? Guilty. James Andrew Mackay, aka Cheggers, aka the Duke. The jury is found guilty on all counts at today's hearing. I am left with no other alternative than to impose the most severe sentence possible. This will not be a custodial sentence, as there is far too much intercourse in prison than when you are going. James Andrew Mackay, I sentence you to a life as a married man.
One final bit.
James, all jokes aside now, from the first time I came to your house for tea and ate it with my feet on a stool because I was scared of your dog Toby, to your amazing wedding there today, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you as a best mate for the past 30 years.
Shakes, I'll speak on behalf of all three best men when I say we all know deep down that you're an absolute gentleman with a heart of gold. You'll do anything for anyone, no matter what the situation. The connection you have with Claire is so special and clear for us all to see. We will look forward to your next chapter as husband and wife and being part of it.
Everybody, please be upstanding. Wishing them all the health, wealth and happiness in the world. I'd like you all to join me in toasting the happy couple. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. and Mrs. James Mackay.
The best men, everybody, massive round of applause!
Guys, can I just say something? these three, let me explain this very quickly. These three have been the most nervous three people I've ever met in my life for the past few months. Number one, I know for a fact the amount of work that's gone into that. It's been months and months and months of recordings and videos and everything. And I'm more than grateful, and both me and Claire are exactly the same. That was amazing. Well done.
He's still guilty though.
Bloody guilty!